you, look. Behind you. I'm behind you. I am right behind you. Don't be scared.
I had been talking to this girl Layla for a few weeks now through Instagram. To my surprise, she had added me as a friend and messaged me first. When I checked her Instagram page, everything had looked fairly normal. She had over 10,000 followers, and every picture had comments from what it looked like to be friends and family. Still, I was a bit shocked. A pretty girl who probably was being hit up by a lot of men was going out of her way to message me, a guy with no type of real social following on Instagram. My profile had around 50 followers and only a few pictures of my dog Hunter and my gaming setup. Even though this girl was slightly out of my league, I hadn't got laid or even kissed a girl in years. She was very easy to talk to and we got along great. After talking to Layla every day for almost 3 weeks through IG, I finally got the courage to ask for her number. She gave it to me, but I had noticed something a bit strange. Her area code didn't match where she said she had lived, which was in San Diego, about a 30-minute drive from me. When I had asked her about it, she told me she just moved there not long ago and hadn't gotten that fixed yet. I didn't pay it much mind, and it seemed like a reasonable response. Friday was finally here, and I had no plans of sitting around the house and just gaming all night like I had been doing a lot lately. I had texted Layla and asked if she wanted to come over so we could hang out and watch something scary together. She replied a few minutes later and said sure, but that she was at the mall with a few friends and would text me when she was on her way. I got up and decided to clean up around the house a bit and take a shower. About an hour later, I had received a text from Layla saying she was on her way and that if I could leave the back door unlocked for her to come in. I thought that was a bit odd, but I replied sure, just let me know when you're close to the house and I'll unlock it for you. About 10 minutes later, Layla had texted me saying she was almost there and if I could unlock the door now. I replied with an okay emoji and ran down the stairs to the kitchen to unlock the back door. As I waited in my room, anxiously for Layla to arrive, my phone began to ring, and some number I had never seen before was trying to FaceTime me. I was curious to see who it was, so I picked up the FaceTime call. It was Layla. I had asked her why she was calling me from this number, and she said that while at the mall, she had forgotten her phone in one of the changing rooms when she was trying on a dress. And that she had logged into her Instagram, so she found my number and called to let me know she wouldn't be able to make it tonight. I paused for a second and asked then who had been texting me this whole time. Moments later, I hear the back door open. My heart stops and I can't move, feeling like my soul had just left my body. Layla told me she would call the police on her friend's phone. I ran to the door in my room and slammed it shut and locked it. I turned off the lights in my room and remained silently, hearing nothing but my breathing and footsteps all over the house. The footsteps began to get louder with each passing second. Now I was sure whoever was out there wasn't Layla and had only the worst of intentions for me because they had pretended to be her to trick me into getting inside my house. I began to hear scratching coming from the other side of my door. The fear inside me only began to grow as the scratching got louder and louder. It suddenly stopped, and I had received a text on my phone from Layla. It was a picture from the other side of my door, and it was captioned, "I'm here." I nervously got up and began to shout loudly that the police were on the way, and whoever was out there had better leave or they'd end up in jail. Seconds later, I heard footsteps running further and further away from my door. Then I heard what sounded like the back door slammed shut again. Then complete silence. Layla had began FaceTiming me again from her friend's phone. I answered. She asked if I was okay and told me the police were on their way. I told Layla I think whoever was here is gone, and that me shouting the police were coming may have spooked them. Layla told me to remain calm and not to worry. I walked to the door in my room and unlocked it, breathing a sigh of relief. I was dehydrated from the whole situation and needed some water, so I went downstairs to get some. Layla had asked me what I was doing, and I told her I needed something to drink, so I went to the kitchen. Standing there still in shock from what had just happened, I began to calm myself down a bit. I asked Layla what was taking the police so long to arrive. Layla stared at me for a second, with a grimacing look on her face through the phone. Layla started slowly grinning and said they weren't coming. She said she never called the police. I froze. My heart stopped. 2 days later, neighbors found Brian's decapitated body in the kitchen. Layla's Instagram had been deleted and no trace of her or whoever killed Brian was ever found.